As we continue with our arts chat now, she's been documenting ordinary people around her neighborhood in Rockville and Soweto, and for 3 years now, in fact. Photographer Nomsa Motale is a visual storyteller who works in the mediums of both photography and painting, and her range of images, they're multi-layered, and they tell stories of both pain and happiness that is part of her community. And she joins us here in studio this morning to chat a little bit more about her work, her journey, her inspiration behind it all, and of course what else we can expect. Nomsa, on that note, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for preserving, history, not only of Rockville, Soweto, but obviously it's a conversation starter because, yes, to my introduction there, it's both happy, but there's also some dire situations that's coming to the fore. Tell us how you would have gotten into this. Why did you choose photography as your medium?
I chose photography as a medium because I believe that it tells stories in a very unique way. I always have believed that I'm quite good at spotting or seeing a story in a person, and I thought using photography is a great way to start the conversation and to also just to document a lifestyle as well as whatever subjects that I do take photos of at that time.
Yes, I mean, you're specifically honed in on your own neighborhood, Rockville.
Yes.
Tell us about that nostalgia.
Yes.
What's coming to the fore for you? What are you seeing? I know I can look at something, but how it translates in cameras, it's two different things.
Yes. So growing up in Rockville, Soweto, obviously I see different people all the time.
Yeah.
And it resonates with me because it's the neighborhood that I grew up in. And seeing people living different types of lifestyles and capturing the essence of what makes them that person at the core is what I started documenting. When I met a young man and he was standing by a chemist and he was helping people to get onto taxis. And when I looked at him, I could tell that this is a young man who had a story to tell. And I started talking to him, and he told me about his problem with drug addiction. And when I looked in his eyes, I desperately wanted to capture that, and just to capture also the essence and to show people that people are going through real things and real struggles in life, especially growing up in Soweto. There's a lot that we go through, and I believe it's my duty as someone who has been exposed to the neighborhood to tell the stories of where I come from and to showcase the people who stay where I come from.
And it's you can't judge a book by its cover, because everyone has a backstory, and this is why it's so important to be seen and heard.
Yes.
That acknowledgement helps us to heal as well.
Exactly.
The creative process that you also have to undergo, I mean, do you just wake up, do you get in the zone and then you sort of get this, or do you walk around and it's like, oh, there we go? And to tell us a little bit more about the process.
The creative process is always the hardest, because I feel and I believe that when you're an artist, sometimes you think that these great ideas just come to you, but it doesn't happen that way at all. Sometimes you may be just having a normal day and you just meet someone who evokes certain types of emotions in you. Sometimes you meet someone and you have a conversation with them and the creative process starts there. So it's not really something that you can really plan out. You can plan that, okay, I'm going to do this and that, but it can take a different direction. So I really believe that my creative process is from the heart. I like to move more with emotion rather than logic. I do put logic here and there, but I move with my heart, and I move with what tells a story. I move with what makes that person, the subject, feel noticed and feel like they are a person when I take an image of them. So that's my creative process. It's making a person or the subject feel seen.
Yeah. It's been said that a picture tells a story of 1,000 words, and which equally then means there should be 1,000 ways to listen.
Yes.
And so when you acknowledge people in that way, how are they changed? Because you're saying you see that spark in that light and you're trying to capture that.
Yes.
How are they changed from the interaction after that? And do you give them their pictures? Do you stay in touch?
Yes.
What's that? What's the post-production process?
Well, I don't only just take the picture. Before I take the picture, I first have a conversation with them. And just from the conversation, I can tell from there that there is something happening, because like you said, that people like to feel seen. Sometimes you see a person and you judge them and you just walk past them and you just like, or they're labeled, or they feel like they're misfits in the society. But when you come and have a conversation with them and you try to understand their lifestyle before you take an image of them, you can actually tell that they feel seen and they feel like someone actually cares. Some of them don't ask for the images, but after I take the image, I show them. Some of them feel very moved when they look at the image. Some of them feel very happy, and some of them are just really happy about feeling seen and just telling their story. Yes.
Yeah. Do you exhibit your work? How do people actually see these works? I mean, they're brilliant. Look, yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, currently I am looking for galleries or spaces that are open to getting my work into these spaces. I would really, really love that. I think exhibiting is a challenge on its own, but I believe that creating opportunities for yourself as an artist, speaking to people, connecting to people, finding such platforms as well is a really great help and a really great starter to getting work out there, because at the end of the day, you don't just create for the work to remain at home or for yourself. You do create images and art for it to have a message out there and to have a certain reaction for people and to start conversations as well.
Well, you've birthed it and it takes a life of its own after that. You actually cannot control that. It's how the people receive it. So if people want to contact you and find out more, perhaps get in touch about this much anticipated exhibition, tell us a little bit more about how they can go about doing that.
Okay, so on social media, on Instagram, they can follow me at Nomsa Motale. So my name and surname, that's where they can find me. I'm not sure if I'm to give out my email address or not. So it's mutalesasa@gmail.com. mutalesasa@gmail.com.
Okay,
so
and that's Mutale without an H.
Yeah, it's MOTALESASA@gmail.com.
Well, there you have it. Nomsa Motale, photographer, documenting the beauty and the pain of her Soweto neighborhood of Rockville, making sure that people feel seen, heard, and that they matter. Again, thank you to her for joining us this morning, and looking forward to all those responses as her inevitable exhibition is set to come to life very soon. So thank you very much to her for joining us here. Let's leave the conversation there and take a quick ad break. We'll be right back after this. Stay tuned.